Hi guys, Jess here. Today I have spent the morning looking at elevator pitches. Now elevator pitches are such a good exercise in getting together some advertising content or also potentially using it for pitching. What they're usually used for is to pitch for investment of potential investors. Now you will be surprised to know that there are 14 key points that you need to hit within an elevator pitch, and it has to be done within 3 minutes. Any more than 3 minutes, 3:30 maybe, but definitely no longer than that. I am going to flash through these points with you, and just to kind of show you how crafted they are. And a lot of the successful elevator pitches, and I've been watching a lot of them this morning, managed to get all these 14 points across within the time limit, and to a very effective and a dead-on hitting the key of the point. None of this fluffing around it or anything like that. So it's really, really good skill to kind of hone in on, which is what I'm doing at the moment. So point number one, your intro. Your who the hell you are and what is it that you have. That moves swiftly into your history. So when you've opened, and what your achievements have been to date in terms of customers or anything like that. Moving swiftly into your own history, what you did before. And these are all kind of done in snap sentences, or definitely no more longer than 2 sentences. So what you did before will then lead into point number 4, which is the pains that you discovered through that journey. So that's kind of bringing up the pains and the challenges that you've had. That would then link into point number 5, which is your target market. A lot of the pitches I've seen have gone from localized to global, the size of the market at the moment and projected, which then links back into point number 6, where you're actually discussing your product. And when you discuss your product, a lot of people get kind of, this can take ages. There's no saying, if you can't explain what you do in a sentence, you don't know what you do. So a good way to kind of structure this is to look at the core of your product and that blending out into the wider features. And then to link it to what it provides and why does it matter to your customer. So that's and that can be done within, a sentence or 2. So that's point number 6. Point number 7, we're halfway there. This is kind of like a bridging statement where you discuss what your product is again. This kind of reinforces after giving a lot of information to your potential person who's listening. So you're linking back the core element of what they want to hear again. So that's familiar to them. It's a very good point to put this in the middle of your pitch. Again, I think I measured in most of them, and the average of point number 7 was about 3 to 4 seconds long. So it's very much hard hitting the key points of your product. Point number 8 is testimonials. Testimonials are very powerful. And again, in a lot of the pitches I've seen, testimonials don't need to be a big rambling blur of, what's so great and blah, blah, blah. Key points again, keeping it all very short and to the point. Number 9 then goes into your achievements to date. So if you're looking for investment, this is where you kind of look at your, your projected orders, or orders that you've already got, awards you may have got for your product or your innovation, grants you may have received, things like that. That's point number 9. Point number 10 is customer-led design. So this is really key for a lot of investors. They want to see that you're actually looking at and discussing openly with the market, and that they are actually giving you feedback and live feedback to your product design or your product offering. 11, 12, 13 and 14 are all kind of boom, 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 boom. So it's a psychological, you're hitting, your investor or your customer between the eyes with these last 4 points. So 11, the big overarching focus of, your vision. 12, what it is you believe, your company believes, what you believe is happening in the world right now. Number 13, what you're doing about it. So saying what you're doing about it through the provision of your product or service. And number 14, everyone's favorite, the call to action. So that's where you're actually asking for investment, asking for subscription, asking for money, your call to action, basically what is a conversion and what it means to you. So yes, I'm trying to keep it as snappy as possible because I want to really get across the fact that you can fit all this information. And I've seen it loads of times this morning that you can fit all this information into very specific, targeted, bang, great key points without having to, like that to you, that sounds like 14 points might sound like an hour-long presentation. 3.5 minutes. So it's a good exercise. And how, you may ask, would you get all that information into 3.5 minutes? Well, thankfully, that's where, I come in. Or people like me who get hired to do this, to kind of focus the mind, sit a customer down or sit a person who's in a product or service and get them to really nail down and have a look at that. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I have to go. I have a meeting now. So listen, I shall talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.